back students. We'll continue with our unit on diversity. So I have brought the specimen of this plant cell to show you how the plant cell looks like. Plants have which wall? This is the cell wall. Already we finished the classification of plants. So now we are in the classification of animals. We are about to begin classification of animals. So if we see the classification of animals, there is difference in this plant cell and this animal cell. Animal cell has no cell wall. There is no cell wall for this animal cell. While plant cells have which wall? Cell wall. This is a basic difference what you see in the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Both have centrally located. What is this centrally located? This is the nucleus. Even animal cells also have nucleus. So they both are eukaryotic. So because they have two nucleus, plant cell also is eukaryotic, animal cell is also eukaryotic. The next characteristic of these animals, what is the second characteristic? It is multicellular. Multicellular means it has more than one cell. Multicellular. The third character is heterotrophic. Animals are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means it cannot prepare its own food. While what about the plants? They were autotrophic. Autotrophic means utilizing the sunlight. They were producing the food by the process of photosynthesis. Next character, they are mobile. Mobile means they move from one place to another. So now we will start the classification of animals. You saw the characters, properties of animals. What is the main components which is making these animals? What are the main characters of animals? So now we will see what is classification. Classification is based on the type of body design. Like in human we say he is tall, he is short, he is dark, he is fair. So how you classify? Classify means differentiate. So now we will see classification is based on the type of the body design. So this classification begins from the level of cell, that is cellular level, or it may be at the level of tissue, that is tissue level of classification. So if you go to the last page in your unit, you have the classification annexure on the classification of the kingdom Animalia. We are dividing the kingdom Animalia. Firstly, it is divided two levels of organization, cellular level and tissue level. So at cellular level you have only one group, that is the first group, Porifera. So when I am just telling, you just look at the page number 74. this is, we are talking about which worm? Tapeworm. So again, the design of the body, we are classifying the organism based on what? Their body design. So as we are moving, the body design is getting more and more complex. Here there are how many layers? 3 layers. It is called triploblastic. And the body is flat. Bilateral. Bilateral means we can divide this body into 2 equal halves. You know symmetry, you have learned in geometry, isn't it? Line of symmetry. So here your flatworm is divided into 2. It is called as bilaterally symmetrical. And there is no true internal body cavity. So body cavity, one name is there, it is called as coelom. So here they do not have a true body cavity, or internal body cavity is not true, and they are free living. Tapeworms are free living. They live freely and they are parasitic. Parasitic, what is the meaning of parasitic? They depend on others. So parasitic examples are Planaria. Then tapeworms, I already told one example. Tapeworms, liver fluke. So these are the examples of platyhelminths. Next is nematoda. Nematoda is roundworm. Platyhelminths, it was tapeworm, or it was also called as flatworms. Now we will move towards nematoda. I have brought some samples of different organisms, some specimens of organisms. So we will see what are those after I explain to you all the animals group. After that we will see the specimens which I have brought from our lab. We will just see what are those. So next group is nematoda. Nematoda is bilaterally symmetrical, same. But examples are not tapeworms, but which ones? Roundworms. Roundworms, again they are parasites. Parasites means they depend on others, especially they grow on the host machinery. Host machinery means they enter into the body and they utilize our internal host machinery for their growth. That is called as parasite. So these are, here we have coelom and it is called as pseudocoelom. Again, coelom means no true body cavity. So nematoda example roundworm. Then next we have the other group. It is called as Annelida. Annelida is a group again bilaterally symmetrical. This is the group of our example, you know. This is the group of our earthworms. They are the earthworms which belong to this Annelida. So I think you have all seen an earthworm. Haven't you seen earthworm? They are the friends of the farmer. So these earthworms belong to which group? Annelida. So they are found in both fresh water and marine water. In water as well as on land. So not only earthworm, leeches also are the example. Earthworm and leeches. So the scientific name of earthworm is Ascaris. See, this is the specimen of earthworm. During rainy seasons you can see this Ascaris or earthworm in marshy soils. So this helps in the burrowing of the soil. So they are called as the friends of the farmer. So earthworm belongs to which group? Annelida. Next is a group of insects. Group of insects, we are naming them as Arthropoda. The next group is Arthropoda. Arthropoda insect group. When you look at the figure 15, you can see so many insects. They are also bilaterally symmetrical. One insect sample I have brought. This is our honeybee. Insect. All the insects belong to which group? Arthropoda. You can see they have bilateral symmetrical. Again the body is segmented body. Coelomic cavity is blood filled. They have joined legs. Example you can write butterflies, houseflies, spider, cockroach, honeybee. The next group is of mollusca. Mollusca is a group of what you know, snails. It is also bilaterally symmetrical. Coelomic cavity is reduced. Again, it has open circulatory system. Open circulatory system meaning is they do not have any blood vessels. There is a foot that is used for moving around. Example, snails and mussels. So we can do this lab activity. So many specimens are there. So few specimens I brought it to help you to learn or see how it looks like. Next is Echinodermata. Echinodermata is the group of starfish. Echinodermata, starfish. Next, Protochordata. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally means, remember, it can be divided into two halves. In addition, they show a new feature of body design, namely a notochord. At least at some stages during their life, the notochord is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissue from the gut. Now what is this gut? Gut is our elementary canal. So here notochord. Protochordates may not have proper notochord present in all stages in their lives. Protochordates are marine animals. Example, Balanoglossus, Hurtwania and Amphixius. So if you go to the last page on page number 74, you will know in a better way this flow chart, the division of the kingdom Animalia. So we will continue in the next class. Thank you.